This is the Godless Anti-Theist. I was reading online that the Vatican is worried about a new uh, document that has been found that's very old. And this document, manuscript, uh, religious book, whatever you want to call it, it's a document, very old document. And the reason the Vatican is worried is that this document claims that Jesus Christ wasn't crucified on the cross. Someone else was crucified in his place, and that Jesus went up to heaven alive. And for some reason, the Vatican is worried about this document because this document, I guess, is old enough and looks legitimate enough and is legitimate enough that it could be a threat to the story that the Vatican and Christians want to tell. Uh, so I guess they're worried about that. And, you know, it's uh, amazing, really. I'll put a link in the video description about where to find this document. You know, it's really strange. The Vatican is worried about this document. It's an old manuscript. It's legitimate. It could cause controversy because it is and seems to be a legitimate document written by legitimate people. And, you know, one may wonder, well, let's say this document proves to be true. At least it proves that Jesus went to heaven and that probably Jesus was the Son of God. So atheists, take notice. Well, here's the thing. There's such a thing in a Harry Potter land. The people who read Harry Potter books. There's this thing called fan fiction. And what Harry Potter fan fiction is, fans go online onto fan fiction forums and they write stories about Harry Potter. These are unofficial stories. J.K. Rowling didn't write them. So they're unofficial stories about Harry Potter. And they have all the characters that are in Harry Potter. Hermione, all the others. They write fan fiction based on the Harry Potter books and include all the characters, and they write their own storylines. So this is likely where this manuscript about Jesus came from. If the manuscript is proven to be a legitimate manuscript written back in that time, or around when the books that were chosen for the Bible were written. And so this would just be merely another source of the Jesus story written by fans. And just like if you go onto these fan sites of Harry Potter, and you read stories written by the fans of the Harry Potter books. They write these storylines, and in these storylines, uh, they use the characters. They use Harry Potter, Hermione, and all the others. Hogwarts, everything Harry Potter. But that doesn't make Harry Potter real. That doesn't make Harry Potter a real person. It just means that fans of the book are writing stories about Harry Potter using the characters in the Harry Potter books. And if you go online and you go to these forums where fans are writing stories about Harry Potter, many of the stories are just as good as the stories that are officially written by the original author, J.K. Rowling. They're very good stories. So that doesn't make Harry Potter real. It doesn't make Hogwarts real. It doesn't make the world of Harry Potter real. It just means that Harry Potter has fans and they can write. And that's the way it is with this mythical Jesus. Because while you can go online and order the Harry Potter books by J.K. Rowling, and while you can go online and read fan stories written by fans, there's no historical evidence for Harry Potter. And there's no historical evidence for Jesus Christ. So, even though there's hundreds, if not thousands, of fan fiction written about Harry Potter is still not real. And there's no historical evidence Harry Potter was ever real, or that Harry Potter is based on a real person. Whether you read the original stories written by J.K. Rowling, the original author of Harry Potter, or if you go onto a fan fiction site and read the fan fiction written by fans of the Harry Potter books, Harry Potter is not real. Even with all these books and stories about Harry Potter. And so, while this manuscript may have been found, and this manuscript may be a legitimate manuscript written back in the day, it doesn't make Jesus any more real, because there's someone else writing about Jesus as a miracle person, a son of God, a wizard. So, again, there's books by J.K. Rowling about Harry Potter. You can go on fan sites and read fan fiction. Fiction written by fans about Harry Potter. And that doesn't make Harry Potter real. And what the Vatican is likely upset about is that this story is going to be proven to be as valid as the stories chosen for the Bible. Yet they're going to have to deny it because it says Jesus didn't die on the cross. And in this manuscript, it says they claim that Paul was a false prophet. And they're going to have to argue about this legitimate document. And if it is a legitimate document, making legitimate claims, and these claims are opposite of what the documents that ended up in the Bible and being called the Bible claim, then the Vatican may have their whole bullshit exposed. Because once you realize that this new document, this new manuscript is bullshit, you may have the evidence that it's all bullshit. Stay tuned. These are exciting times. I believe, and it seems, that like Thor, Zeus, Isis, Horus, we are in the last days of the Christian mythology. Jesus and Yahweh and Jehovah and Muhammad and Allah are all going to join and going to join the mythology of the gods. And in a few years, and by a few years I mean maybe 30 years from now, you're going to be talking about Thor, the mythology of Thor, the god Thor. And you're going to be talking about Thor as a myth, a mythical god that never was. And then you're going to turn the page or turn the conversation and talk about Jesus in the same sentence, in the same context. A mythical god that people used to actually believe in. Because remember, Thor and Zeus and Isis and Horus, these are all gods of the past that were worshipped by people for thousands of years. And then people realized these weren't real gods. And this is the time when Yahweh, Jehovah, Muhammad, Allah are going to be joining and be realized that they're not real. They're just not real. Jesus is fake, just like Thor, who was worshipped as a god for thousands of years, is fake. We're wising up. We're getting closer to reality. We're living in exciting times. It's just that simple. Thank you for watching another episode of The Godless Anti-Theist. And I hope that you like, subscribe, and share this video. It's a new age. The age of reason is upon us. That's good news. Till next time, this has been The Godless Anti-Theist.